Right now, beyond electricity, there's also a water challenge facing many parts of Accra. Yesterday, we got comments from all over asking about water. We're trying to get the Ghana Water Company to respond, but if you're having water challenges, send us a message so we can plot the graph as we did yesterday and the day before on electricity. And let's know how long you've not had water. So some of these things is good to get the area coverage well, because a lot of times when we call the Ghana Water Company, they will say it's very likely to be a local fault. All right. So what we need to know is, so if you haven't had water for at least a month, then it's beyond a water rationing, because typically in the rationing you would have water at least once a week. So if you haven't had water since March, it's not a rationing. Let us know which specific areas you are talking about. Send us a WhatsApp message 054 998 6996 or send us a voice note.
In the meantime, though, Bernard, you know the ECG folks in the Ashanti region, and of course, it's taking a national outlook now because the mother union of the ECG folks, they say they are supporting what's happening. And I want to throw my weight fully behind what they're doing. And you remember that last week, we raised serious concerns here regarding the obvious misconduct of the minister for the Ashanti region when he reportedly ordered the arrest of a local manager of ECG in the Ashanti region, apparently because of an outage in a part of the Ashanti. I think it was in respect of a particular school. It must have been the Kumasi Technical, one of those schools, yes. And they took out power because for some reason they owe ECG some 1 point something million Ghana cedis. The minister reportedly caused the arrest of the manager in question. And that was because, according to reports, and if the reports are to be believed, he had told the manager to reconnect the school, and he said that, well, it had nothing to do with him. The folks who came in to do the disconnection came in from Accra. As we speak, Bernard, we've not seen any directive from the presidency to the minister to render an apology or to remove him from office or to actually reprimand him publicly for what he did. The ECG people are complaining about that conduct because they say that it discourages them from going out to do what is in the interest of ECG and, by extension, the good people of this country. And I'm sad that thus far we have not seen any movement on that. It's as if, you know, the government itself doesn't care about its reputation. It's as if the presidency doesn't care about what is going on. And it's as if the minister himself has not recognized his folly as to come out to say, oh, this one, I think I went in excess of authority.
So are the ECG staff across the country threatening to strike? We hope not, because we already have enough problems. I think they said they will not engage with
they said they won't attend
in the Ashanti region.
The meetings.
Meetings.
Exactly. That's one. And that by close of day or so, I think it's today that they're saying that by close of day, if they do not get an apology, then they will escalate the situation.
Hey, we beg you.
You see...
Or you support?
Why not, Bernard? Why not? Because the least we deserve is an apology, right? That, oh, this one, I got it wrong. It was not like the guy was doing anything as to sabotage the nation. They say you owe electricity bill. You either go and renegotiate the terms or you pay up. Now, if you don't pay up or you don't go back to renegotiate, you have no basis for arresting someone for doing his job.
100%.
Yeah, so I think that, look, the chief of staff was in the Ashanti region yesterday or a couple of days ago.
Called the minister to order.
Yes, I believe, yes, she went there to meet the Otunfo. I was hoping that she would have used the opportunity as the class prefect to say that, Mr. Minister, no, you acted in excess of what is, jurisdictionally allowable. So please, do something about it. It should not take anything away from you to say that, ECG people, I'm sorry, I've not sent the right...
Labour is already agitated, so the least chance you give, it will lead to other problems. So this is a very, very preventable situation. But what I want to do, beyond what you've said, is to ask for comment about the water situation as well. So what I want to know is, if you haven't had water for more than a month, you can even call me, right? I want the ECG, the water company, to hear this. I'm saying this because, usually when I call the water company on a water problem, they usually would give me a local solution. So if somebody says I didn't have water in Tema Community 6, they will give the Tema area manager to say it's a local fault. But the comments we started getting from yesterday suggested that there's a more protracted water problem. And I want evidence of that. I want to know how widespread it is. So let me know, give me the name of the area and how long you've not had water. And also if it ties into the power situation or if it's a separate matter. All right. And of course, the timing of the water shortage would help us to know.
You remember a few weeks ago, we asked a similar question and we had a lot of very good feedback from our listeners.
Yes.
Several places, I think some
this
people
was more than a month ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kaswa, they said Kakraba, wherever, Fete, wherever. And some people were saying that 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, some people a year or more. So I think it's a good question. I'm sure we'll have more feedback.
Yes,
But
yes.
and you touched on something. I think that in all of this, of course, there could be production issues. Let's not forget that Galamsey has hampered the activities of Ghana Water Company for a while. Some places have been shut down. There's that. But a part of me thinks, or I have the hunch that water supply is affected somehow by the erratic power supply. Because, of course, the machines will work based on electricity. So if the electricity is not running well or it's not being supplied as well as it should, it should clearly affect water supply. But you asked, Richard, you asked a question yesterday, and Bernard, you asked the same thing, that how is it that water production facilities are not ring-fenced or are not insulated from power challenges, because we know they do function on electricity? And I believe that's a good question.
We don't actually know if the light goes off. We need to check. I'm not sure.
We'll have to find out. But that's just a hunch I have. But
yeah. Let's
read
some of the comments. So if you've not had water for more than a month, let us know. I'll put a call through to the water company to respond to these comments, because yesterday they started coming in. And Kala, I hope you have the list from yesterday.
Yes, Bernard, there is Lakeside, there is Peaceby, Buduata, Dowenya, Dom, as Amasaman, Soutum, Agbogbas. Okay, sorry.
You are not running.
Sorry,
I want to know. Where is Peaceby?
Bernard, interestingly, Lakeside doesn't have water.
No, let's take our time. So you got one person from Lakeside.
Yes, there was
so
one.
We need to
one
know if it's the
from
whole of Lakeside or just one person
That's
from
a good
Lakeside,
one.
right? So
Yes.
we need to be clear where the area is. It could be a locality, it could be a whole community, it could be a whole town. So let's not. That's why I need people to send me messages.
Someone sent a message to say Lakeside, she doesn't have water.
That's one person.
And then Peaceby.
In where?
Buduata area.
No, Peaceby.
Is it the Lakeside side or the Buduata
The
side?
Peaceby is the person said the place was near.
Where is this? Dowenya or something?
Yes, Dowenya.
Yeah, I missed it. Yeah.
That's
So Dowenya should have come before Buduata. Okay, then there is Buduata.
That's Kaswa.
Yes, that's Kaswa. Now, the Buduata one has been in the last 2 months. According to Dr. Danny Mensah, who I met yesterday and had engagement with, he has a property there, and he says the Dumso is affecting them with the water thing, but also the construction of the Kaswa Winneba Road. You know, they are dualizing that stretch.
Okay.
And so in doing so, what he says is that though the contractors are moving...
So this is Gumwa Buduata.
Yeah,
Yes.
Buduata.
Right. So
though the contractors are moving at a very fast pace, what they didn't do was to relocate the utility lines. So
don't forget
pipelines are best.
Yes. So this is what I want you to do.
Yeah.
Mention the place.
Right.
Be more specific. So if
Okay.
you say Lakeside, is it Lakeside Community 8,
Okay.
Lakeside Community 1, or
Right.
Lakeside Community whatever?
Okay.
If it's Dowenya, is it
Details.
Peaceby, or
And
is
how
it
long
whatever?
has it been?
If it's Teshinungwa, is it the estates, or is it Teshimami? If it's Labadi, is it
Where?
Wireless, or is it
Apapa.
Panwine Junction or Apapa? You get it? So you need to give us the locality,
Details.
right? Which will let me know. If it's Kotobabi, is it Abavana down?
Kotobabi down.
Or if it's, if it's La Paz, is it Free Pipe?
Can you imagine?
Oh,
my
free
heart.
pipe is different
Free
from
pipe
bypass.
them at all.
No,
Why?
Free Pipe is in Abeka.
Yeah, free pipe is a better.
And if it's
Pipe is-
Odoko, is it official town?
Yes.
Or,
Or Doko Market.
Market.
I know you know. As for Odoko, you know better than me.
Or Terrazzo Road.
Because as for Sky, he lived in official town. So you can call me 0302 230075, 0302 224959, 0302 226171. We want to deal with water today. Water is the focus for today. 0302 230075, 224959, 226171. So you know Odoko better than me because you live there. You also know you live in Romary small. You live in Domi too small. You live in places. Wow.
We've come a long way. People don't know
Yeah,
that.
it's funny. My whole life has been in
Medina.
Medina.
Oh, I
As
see.
in, so I was at Medina, and then I moved to I was at Madina Old Road, moved to Madina New Road.
Okay.
Then I moved to Adenta.
Okay.
Then I moved to Butchie. So my whole life has been lived.
It's a 4 square.
Yeah, so
Around that.
Madina Firestone to Madina New Road, from Madina New Road to Adenta. I used to live at a place between May Construction and SDA.
Okay.
And then I moved to Maijo, actually
Maijo.
Butchie.
Okay.
So me, I've lived, but you've moved.
Yeah, I've moved. I mean, came first to Ashaiman, and then Odoko Official Town. Then I moved to Kwashiman.
Oh, you did a bit of Kwashiman?
Yeah, the Kwashiman.
Where they do the car repairs?
No, that's dark.
No, the Kwashiman, there's some car.
Well,
Yeah,
but
but
that's just a mechanic shop.
but yeah, Dakuma is the Kukumpi side.
Yeah, and then I moved from Kwashiman. I came to Kata Junction. So you know
I
Kata
did Kata a
Hotel.
bit
On
on
the
the La
N1.
Paz Road.
Yeah.
When you were manifold.
No. I had left my phone.
Why was that
I
city?
was
so you
at
are
Citi.
Kata?
Yeah, Kata.
Oh, we were tracking the geolocation.
But then from Kata, where did you came to Roman region?
Yeah, so from Kata I came to Roman.
When the guy came to steal your thing.
Yeah, then Uku Van Der Poel came threatened to demolish our building.
That area.
Because at the time the lady had built by the rail line and then main gutter there.
So your landlady didn't do the right thing. Let me take Comfort from the I'll come back to your geography. Comfort, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for calling. Which part of Adenta? How long have you not had water?
Adenta Dodowa Road, not too far from the Adenta barrier. You know, there's a Fidelity Bank on the road and the Union Plaza.
And how long
So,
have you not had water?
It's over a month now. It's almost 2 months now. No water.
As in, it flows intermittently or doesn't come at all?
It doesn't come at all. We don't have water at all.
And this is the whole area, not you alone.
Not me alone, no.
So, Caleb, thank you, Comfort. So, Adenta, if you are from the police station, you make the right. If you do left, you are going to Oyarifa, but the right is the Dodowa one. And it says near the Fidelity Bank. So, it's not far from Action Chapel, that Adenta area. So, it's behind the estates. So, after Adenta, I know
Called
very
the
well.
Rowie.
The route to Rowie. Charlie, you are not bad. Let me take. We are doing-
father.
we are doing-
I
Charlie,
don't know.
what's the number?
Papa, he has the whole city. at the
Nana.
back of his mouth.
No, everybody here has a place he knows better. Nathan Riscos, Chapel. Nana
I
from
grew up
Tema.
at Kwashiman.
Nana from Tema, good morning.
Hi, Aloski, good morning. How are you doing?
Nana, thank you. Please lower the volume on your radio set. Which part of Tema and how long has it been?
That's Committee 25. From 2022, we started having water challenges. But in the past 1.5 years, it's been bad. There's no water running. And so you always, on a daily basis, you would count not less than 20 water tankers driving in and out of Committee 25, supplying houses with water. And to add salt to injury, just last week, Ghana Water brought letters round, to the houses, telling us that, yes, there's a challenge. However, they've now got some water. If you are interested in accessing that water, you needed to pay 2,000 Citi so that they provide you with bigger pipes to your house. So if you didn't pay that 2,000, you're not going to get the water. So that is how bad it is in 25. We are buying water in a week, you are buying water 500 Cities every week. So in a month, you are buying 2,000 Cities worth of water. And it's crazy, Aloski, it's crazy.
This is the whole of 25.
At least, I live at 25 years, so the 25, going to Death Trackle.
Thank you. And the traffic too is not good. So you have two troubles, one God. Traffic and then water. Thank you, Nana, for calling. We're taking calls on water 0302 230075 22495 22617. We're also knowing who knows Accra more. Fee is calling from Amasaman. Fee, good morning. Thanks for calling.
It is not P. It's P.
Okay, sorry. Yes,
Good
sir.
morning to you, Mrs. Kai. Good morning to you. Can you now notice the voice? Happy New Year to all of you over there.
Yeah. Oh, Charlie, it's been a long time.
Yes,
It's
sir.
been a while, Mrs. Kai.
Yes.
And Bernard Kwaku Avle
Yes, sir.
being the solid job for Ghana's interest. I salute.
All right, Charlie. So
Now-
which part of the Amasaman are you calling from?
I'm a man from Fise, Chipontele, then Electoral Commission area, what do you call it, satellite. What's the name of this place too? Actually,
Is it Kuntunse?
Kotumse and all those places, my brother. So that are you getting the voice now, my brother? This Papa peace you on the line.
Oh, Oh, Papa, you've re-emerged from the cold. Wow. So, wow, it's good to hear from you. Where have you been, Papa Bisu?
Papa Bisu, we thought that you jackpot.
We thought you leave the town, Papa. You did the system inside. Oh, Papa Bisu, you don't try. You did this Ghana way with the hospital like this, call and say, oh, I lost Charlie. I feel your pain. You just hide.
I'll come over.
Oh,
I'll come and present you the. That's
because
all,
Papa Bisu self, if like daughter go university or something, be sometime. Oh, Papa Bisu.
That's why Bisu is his kind friend.
Papa T.
Yeah. Charlie, so you stay in that Amasaman area now?
Well, I have family members living there. So
And they haven't had water for how long?
Charlie, serious. So for over 1.5 months now. The tap is just not flowing. Too bad, my brother. And it's so sad. But let me just end it this way so others too can.
Charlie, we have missed you. But they're calling into radio. Is it that you don't listen to us? You don't call again. Why? We don't hear from you again. Oh, what baby Alpha? Say what Bregana?
Okay. But now let me explain something to you. You see, your network is so wide. You have a large audience. So there's a need for us to develop other ones to come to your level, or let's say, so that Ghanaians will feel what is actually happening in the country. The system is really, really bad, from electricity, then what do you call it, water. When you go to the market, even moko pepper.
Moko shito.
To cook your stew and things like that. You can't even get it. 1, 2, 3, 5.
I've missed you too much, Papa Bisu. You have to come and let's talk, Charlie.
I'll come over, my brother.
Papa
I'll
Bisu.
come over.
Charlie, champion.
Big one, Charlie.
Charlie. Sky,
Yeah.
I was wondering, where is it? This name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie.
Yeah.
When I started this work, it was text messages and phone calls.
Exactly. And then your man, I don't know where. I think he's moved.
Who is the best?
defender of the Democracy? Alaji.
No, but there was another guy.
Alaji Bawa. Yes, sir. Alaji Bawa from
But there's another guy with the deep voice.
Okay.
He had the Muslim name, Muhammad or something.
Muhammad, yes, there's Muhammad, and there's one from Udududu, Carlos from Udududu.
Yeah, Carlos.
Yes.
Where is Carlos?
I have no idea.
Charlie, you call us and let's talk about water. But Papa Bisu is good to hear.
He's a solid guy.
He always had good points.
Oh yeah. I don't know whether he's still driving a taxi.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, how is you and your first lady?
Oh, Charlie.
The defender of democracy.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing democracy
To our doorsteps.
Yeah.
He was such a decent guy.
Yeah, Charlie. God bless him.
Someone is calling from Tuba. Okay, Nathan, where's Tuba? Thank you.
Tuba.
Tuba. Samuel, good morning.
Good morning, Bernard.
Which part of Tuba are you calling from, and what is the
Bernard,
water situation?
I'm at Tuba, Jobi Estate, but it seems the water program covers the whole of Tuba. Since last year, November, we've not been having water, and we have been resorting to buying from the tanker at least 250 every 2 weeks. In fact, the situation is very worrying.
So the 250 is per what size of tank?
It's per the 500 liters. So if you have a bigger polytank, fine. But if your polytank is below 500 liters, when they come and decide, they will take the rest away. And in fact, you see, the weather dam is just closer to us. And for about 2 weeks, and the tanker drivers know the situation. They are saying that as for the water situation, there is not going to be solved anytime soon. So if they come and you mention, oh, next week they open the pipe, they will start laughing. That no, it's not going to be solved anytime soon.
Thank you for your call. So this is the whole of Tuba, 0302 230075 22495. Now what I'm trying to do with this is I'm trying to see if there's any logic to the lack of water, whether there are any specific areas, because so far it's the outskirts I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Amasaman is outskirts, even from yesterday as well.
Yeah.
25 is outskirts. Somebody called from Punkataman, so it's outskirts. Now you have Tuba, which is also outskirts.
Tuba.
I haven't heard anybody call from Osu or Labadi or Teshinungwa or Adabraka yet. So far it seems like those who are outside. So let's take a few more. 0302 224 23075. By the way, if you stand in Accra and eastern is Tema, western is Kaswa, and northern is Medina, which part of Accra is most densely populated?
That's a very difficult
Densely
question.
populated.
Yes, so is it the western part, the eastern part, or the northern part? Because so we in Accra, like Adabraka is south.
It's difficult to tell because if you take the eastern part, you are heading in the direction of Ashaiman.
Shaiman, Tema,
Yes.
Spintex.
And Ashaiman and the new which used to be peri-urban in nature, but now
Mataheko.
everything is happening there. Now, if you go to the western part, you are talking about this Kwashiman in towards Weja to Kaswa.
Yeah.
You know,
Huge.
I will tell you that is the western part because I was looking at the population data. Now
Yeah, I
the
agree.
biggest parts of Accra, Malaysia, Manfro, and Nyauso too.
Oh, I'll believe that.
all
I'll
that
believe
end
that.
of Kashiman.
Gan West
Tete,
Gan West is
Weja.
massive.
Charlie,
If you take Gan West, I was studying this. Gan West is now, so I feel like constituencies like Anyaso to Weja, Glacier,
Glacier, yeah.
their population, their voter populations have become very big. Yes, Ashaman is huge.
No,
And
but I
then
get you. I get
Bonkatamanso
you.
has also increased massively.
Yeah.
Bonkatamanso, which is now behind Tema Ashaiman, getting into even parts of Adenta, become
But if you
massively
look
populated.
at this Gan West area, now it stretches all the way to Kaswa.
Charlie.
Which is geographically
So Gan West
central
and Gan
region
South.
anyway.
No,
it's,
Gan
it's
South.
politically central
Okay,
region,
politically
but
central.
geographically.
Gan South. Gan
But
South.
the Kaswa is Odupong Pehe.
Nice one.
Odupong Pehe in Gan. It's not Fanti. That's Kaswa.
That's why it's
So Gan South is
You
also highly
understand?
populated. Let me read some messages. But if you want to talk to us about water, call us on 0302-226171, 224959, so we can put your points across to the authorities. And Gan South, Gan West areas massively populated now. Some of the water issues have to do with what do you call it? New connections. If you can read more comments for us, Caleb.
Good morning, Bernard and team. I live at Israel around Pentecost University. This is Dumso plan. Okay, this is Dumso one. We sleep in darkness every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Saturday it goes off during the day. We also have water issues. It flows once every 2 weeks, and the water is dirty and smelly. We are suffering. Christian from Israel near Pentecost University. Good morning, Bernard. I am Adjoa from Kwabenya. Taps flow once a week on Fridays. For the last 2 weeks, it hasn't flowed. The Ghana water officials claim that the lack of constant electricity supply has impacted the ability to pump the water. It would be good to get some answers on
All right.
this.
So this is just 2 weeks. Let me go
Kwabenya.
to Lakeside.
It hasn't flew.
Let me take a call from Enyonam in Lakeside. Enyonam, good morning.
Hello.
Enyo, good morning.
Good morning.
Which part of Lakeside is this?
I'm calling from Lakeside Estate. I'm in Community 1 in Lakeside.
All right.
And I think I can say for a fact that Lakeside has not had water since January. I'm not even exaggerating. It's so difficult because I have 2 kids. I have a 1-year-old. I have a 4-year-old. And you know when you have kids, you have to use a lot of water. We are always buying water. We've been buying water for the past 4 months.
How much is 1 tank of water?
So we have a smaller tank, 2 of that. And usually when they bring one, they used to charge 80. It went to 100. Now it's 120.
Wow. And since January, no water at Lakeside Community 1.
No water. Because the reason why I know this for a fact is we fixed 2 pumps. One that is supposed to pump water from Ghana water to the tank, and then one that's supposed to pump water from the tank to the house. The tank that we fixed for Ghana water is useless. It's not doing anything because there's no water coming. And there's one tap in the house when you immediately drive in that allows you to know if Ghana water is flowing. That tap is always dry. That's when you know that water is not flowing from Ghana water because that one is directly connected to the pipe.
Thank you, Enyonam, for calling. This is Lakeside. Caleb, take note of that. We're taking calls on water situation. Community 1. Lakeside, they've named the Community 1, Community 8, and that kind of thing. So it's easy to know. Let me take Ransford from Tema Community 25. I guess this is Towenya side. Ransford, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Bernard. How are you guys?
I'm very well, thank you.
The Community 25, near where Kufu Affordable Housing, that's PS Global, Gate 1 and 2. I came here last September, and the woman called earlier said Death Traco area, 25. I actually have the big pipes, because they said with a big pipe you get the water. So I had a big pipe, and the connection cost my wife and I almost 6,800 Ghana cedis before we were connected to the national grid. And up to now, and we were able to fill our tank for 2 weeks. And after that, because we were told the water is being rationed every 2 weeks. But since then, from September to now, we've been buying water, 550 Ghana every 2 weeks. And I only live with my wife and my 2 kids.
550 every 2 weeks.
550 Ghana, yes, every 2 weeks.
And you pay to connect the pipe, and still the water doesn't come.
Yes.
Wow. Thanks for calling. That was a call from Committee 25. So, Committee 25 is a clear case now. Let's go to Oyibi and take a call from Courage. This is 0302 224959, 0302 226013, and 0302 230075. Good morning to Courage. Morning.
Please, I'm calling from Mensaba.
Mensaba? In Oyibi?
Yeah.
Where is Mensaba?
Around Oyibi.
I know, but which part? Is it near Apple? Is it near, what do you call it?
No, near Dodowa.
Dodowa. So after, not at Damrobe side, Dodowa side.
Yeah.
And how long have you not had water?
So I believe you have water back from Monday to Thursday. The water will not be flowing. Friday to Sunday before we have access to water.
So take it like that.
But, if you open the water is not clean, you will be seeing some small black particles inside the water. Our closet to the water damage our closet.
The water has damaged your closet?
Yes, our water closet.
How did it damage the water closet?
Oh, the time we bought the water closet is white, but now the closet became brown.
And you are sure it's the water that made it brown?
Exactly.
So it's the water that made it brown. The quality of the water is bad.
Yes.
So it flows from Friday and the weekends.
Yeah.
Is the pressure good enough for you to store water?
No.
So pressure is low.
Yeah.
And this is not just your house; it's the whole area.
Yes. Those who have their water from Akosobo, they have water every day.
If you are driving to Dodo, is your area on the left of the road or the right of the road?
Or when you are coming from Dodo side, we are on the right side.
So when you are coming from Dodo, you're on the right side. Okay.
Yes.
And those opposites have water from Akosobo, but you have water from a different place.
Yes, we have from water, community water.
Community water. Okay. Thank you for your call. So he's saying the current is low and it's Thursdays, Fridays and weekends. Yeah. So his problem is 50-50. All right.
Concern about the poor quality
of water.
It's a serious one, because I think I should be able to drink tap water without treating it. But it seems that in this country, it's a very risky thing.
Can you repeat what you said?
No, ideally, I should be able to fetch tap water and just drink it without any problem.
I like the ideally.
But in Ghana, for some reason...
Hey.
Bro, you want to drink tap water?
Tap water where?
Why, you want to meet your savior
in
quickly?
Which country? 2024.
Tap water? Even in the Amoka, they don't drink tap water.
No, I mean in the UK, people...
Oh, how?
Oh, no, seriously.
Which part of UK is drinking tap water?
Me, when I was living, I never drank tap water.
I was taking tap water.
Hey.
It was no, seriously.
Are you serious?
Oh, if you even walk to, like, you even go to a public place, you ask them water, they will fetch, tap water for you.
And you drink it?
Yes, it wasn't...
not my part of the UK.
That's some way. I mean,
so me, I never drank tap water in UK.
No.
But
the point you're making is that
tap water should be drinkable.
It should be drinkable.
It's potable.
Yes,
technically. If there's no pure water in those things, you can drink tap water and not die. Yeah. But not if I can help
it. Bernard, there's a dangerous phenomenon that we also need to look at. The water tanker services.
Who regulates it? Because you notice the price differences.
Yeah.
500,
I'll come to the pricing, but even the quality of water, how they store the water,
where they get it from,
how
the people even dress, do they bath?
Yes, and look, a lot of the water tanker services, people who are using it will tell you the kind of reactions they get when they use the same water to have their bath.
Hey, hold on with that point. Let me take Ampua from Wager. I want that point to continue. Ampua, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, thanks for your call. Which part of Wager?
Wager, DVLA top, new Wager.
DVLA top, new Wager.
Yes.
How long have you not had water?
For about since February 14.
Since
In the
Valentine's
last-
Day.
Pardon me?
Since February 14.
Yeah.
And what are they saying? Is it what have you called the water company? What are they telling you?
What is bothering me right now is that we don't have water consistent, but always they've been bringing us water bill.
Hey.
So I went there last week. They came to disconnect my tap. While they are not giving us water, how do you come and disconnect it? I went to pay up to now, that is last week Friday, up to now, no water.
Is it only you or the whole area?
The whole area.
Before February 14, were you getting water?
No.
You were not getting water even before February 14.
2020.
Since
the
2020.
water has not been coming here consistently.
But now they stop cry.
It comes maybe once in a month. But since February, we don't have water.
Thank you for calling. So you get a point. So wager top DVLA.
Yes.
Since February 14, no water at all.
Yeah.
Before that, there was, and then there's an issue of bill coming in when there's no water as well.
How did they even name the place?
You were saying something. You were saying that some people bath the water they buy from the poly tank.
They get reactions.
And they start getting reactions.
Yeah.
Are these tankers
But
using?
where did they get the water from?
That's the question. That ideally you go to.
Bernard, when you see some of them, how they fetch the water into the tank, you will not buy this water
So
tanks.
is it too much to say that the Ghana Water Company should regulate water tankers? Will it be too much to ask?
I think.
Well, whether they have the resources to do that, because you see, we are suffering from a reckless nature of spatial planning. We were always going to get to this point where development infrastructure gets to locations before utilities follow.
So you build your house.
You build
on
your
some piece
house.
of land
First of all, you go and create a community anywhere you want, build your house, and then later go and look for electricity.
First of all, they will
Go and
sell
look
you
for
a piece of land somewhere.
Name me Samen's cover.
Yeah. I mean, this thing has been happening for the last 20,
is the
30
spatial
years.
planning that's at the bottom of all
That's
of
the
this.
major failure. That's the major failure. It is the major failure.
I want you to deal with the issue of, fine, we have spatial planning problem. If you check the Ghana Demographic Health Survey, maybe 40% of people in Accra depend on water from tanks. Should that space not be regulated by an entity that will say quality control before you can sell water for somebody to use in their house? There must be some stamp on your car once a year that you renew.
That idea
to
should be
prove
within
that
a month.
you get it.
Authorities should
There
be
has to be
concerned.
something. I don't know whether
FDA's
who can do that.
authorities.
Well, between FDA and Ghana Health Service, they should be concerned.
But I don't think Ghana Water Company.
Not a regulator.
No. You see, we are trying to solve our problem. We are not talking about. We are talking about. If you look at the way it is structured,
Yeah.
doesn't Ghana Water Company have a better overview of the situation?
Well, they may be the biggest player in that sense, but who should check the quality of the water? I think
Or PRC?
no. I think Ghana Water itself has to be checked.
By PRC.
No, by
Or should we now do Ghana?
FDA
Should we create Ghana Water Regulatory Authority?
No.
GRWA.
See, GWCL is a utility service provider.
Yes.
So it cannot be regulating
Itself.
the space. Of course, some of its functions are fully regulated by the PURC because they are the statutory regulator in the space. But because of the safety and standards issues, that will come within the ambit of the,
All right. Let's
the food and
Fred, I was hoping to take. Let's take Stanley Mate to do
Standards
a few
Authority.
things. Stanley Mate, good morning. Thanks for joining us. He's the Chief Manager for Public Relations Ghana Water Company. Mr. Mate, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Bernard, and good morning to all the panelists.
We haven't spoken this year, so Happy New Year.
Same to you, where you dogged me. So
No. You're a big man now, so this time I deal with your small boys.
Talking to my MD, me and my MD is a big.
Charlie, so we've been tracking this since yesterday. We are hearing a lot from communities which is peri-urban Accra. So we've heard from Community 25, OEB, Wager, Lakeside Community 1, Tuba, and then Amasaman, Sapeman area. So almost all the calls are coming from people who live not within the center of Accra. And most of them are saying they've not had water either from November last year or from February this year. So that's the information I have from the phone calls from yesterday and today. Is this strange to you? Is this something you can help make sense out for me?
Yeah, Bernard, thank you very much. And first of all, I'd want to apologize to most of our consumers who are facing some of these challenges. But Bernard, like, we've always been talking about our situation and then the solution to it. And that is why we see the water demand management, or what we are all calling the rationing program within the system. As much as possible, we try to manage the rationing program effectively so that everybody can have some water through the week. And then if you're able to store and you get, let's say, averagely in Accra, everybody gets water like 4 days averagely. So if you're able to get like water 3 days in a week and you store, it should be able to take you for the next few days until water flows again. And if you're all managing it effectively, I think we didn't have that challenge. Bernard, I must say that I'm also facing the same challenge. So I have a tank. And at least my tank is able to take me, it's about 2 to 3 weeks storage. So when water is not flowing, I resort to my tank, and I don't really feel it. And that is why we keep encouraging everybody that under the circumstances, let us all cultivate that habit of storing water. So that in the event where water is not flowing, we resort to our storage, and that will be cool with us.
Good. So that's an opening remark.
That is one.
Good.
Yes. So yes, I have been monitoring the program since yesterday and this morning as well, and you realize that about 80% of your of the callers were kind of inconsistent. But I appreciate the problem because everybody needs water, and if they're not getting the water regularly, like 24/7, like the way everybody expects, yes, they will be saying those things. But we also have some challenges. Normally, I don't like to talk about our challenges. I like to talk about what we are doing to solve them. And if people should adhere to what we say, then definitely the challenge will not be that enormous, and it will not have that serious impact on us, so that we all can survive the system. Now, in Accra, we have a very huge gap between demand and supply. Okay, so the only way to bridge that gap is to share the water equitably so that everybody can have access to the water, which means that by virtue of where you live, you could get water 24/7 or 6 days in a week or 5 days in a week or even once in a week. But if you are storing, then definitely you should be able to survive it when the water is not flowing. Okay, so that is one. And I've told you the solution to that one. Now, because of the pollution of our water bodies, okay, it's affecting us seriously. I had people call from Pokwase and Amasaman and Sawam and all that. For instance, the water in Sawam is so polluted that our pumps are forced to abstract materials that are not liquid, and definitely it affects the pumps. So at the moment, all our pumps in the Sawam treatment plant is broken down. As I speak to you, I'm on my way with our deputy managing director of operations to Sawam because we've been able to procure new pumps, and we are installing, and we want to put pressure on the contractor so that they should fix the pumps as early as practicable so people can have access to water. So pollution of our water bodies is affecting us throughout the country because all the water bodies currently are seriously polluted. And if you do not have if the water is not liquid, but it's made up of sand and stone particles and plastics and all that, definitely it affects the operations, or it affects the pumps. And these pumps are very expensive. They're not on the shelves. We need to import them into the system. So it takes a while. Most of them are custom made. So and it's supposed to have a lifespan of about 30 years. So if after 5 years pumps are broken down, then you can imagine the enormity of the challenge that we are faced with. Okay, then Sawam treatment plant is a new treatment plant. It's less than 10 years old. Okay, and all the pumps are broken down. So you can imagine such a man in Cape Coast, in the central region, in the space of 3 years, we have had to change all the pumps at the intake because of galamsey operations. So it's affecting us throughout the country. We had to change pumps at thermal booster station, which was about 30 million euros. So you can imagine the challenge that we are facing. Okay, so we will plead with everybody. We plead with everybody. Okay, so to appreciate the situation in which we find ourselves, so that we do what is expected of us, and then the problems, will not be as dying as it is now.
Having said that,
the situation one after the other, at least the ones that I heard.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, in Community 25, Community 25 is situated at the end of a distribution main. Okay, so before the water gets to that end, the pressure is low. So we try to throttle some of our valves to enable water flow into that area. And so we urge them to store the water. You also realize that in the last few years, we've been very hard on our customers, especially in the collection of our bills. People are not paying for the water that they consume. And bear in mind, our water is not prepaid. It is post-paid. So if you consume the water and you don't pay, how do you expect the Ghana Water Company Limited to make money to enable us to procure chemicals, procure equipment and all that to enable us function effectively? So please, Ghana Water is the sole water producer in the country, and it honestly lies on us to manage it effectively so that at least it can serve us for the test of time. You understand? So please, we urge everybody, pay your water bills and pay it promptly. The money that we collect, our price is not cost effective. So the little money that we collect, we invest back into the system to enable us function effectively. So if you don't pay your bills, it affects us. So now I move on to Lakeside.
Stay on the Dowenya for a minute. So just me understand, because they are the end of the chain, the water comes intermittently. So when they get this, you store. What about those who say they don't get at all in the Community 25? Some of them say since February they don't get at all. Is there any reason for that?
Bernard, we have been on a serious disconnection exercise, a serious massive disconnection and arrears mobilization. Okay, so most people are disconnected. Now, if you are not getting water, you're supposed to get water averagely 4 days in a week. So if you're not getting water at all, just pay a visit to the district office and report. And if you are go with your last bill and your last payment receipt. You attended to immediately. We are not saying that the system is a perfect situation. It is not a perfect situation. But if you have a challenge and report to us, we'll do whatever we can to ensure that you have water. We are trying to distribute the water effectively. So the feedback from our customers is also important to us. Now, feedback in terms of, I've not had water this week, I've not had water, it's maybe because you have throttled some valves to enable everybody to have access to water. But in the process of throttling the valves, it has affected flow into your area. So we'll go and reverse it. Because on every day, we sit to brainstorm on how best we can get water to everybody.
All right, let's deal with Lakeside. Let's deal with Lakeside.
Yes, Lakeside, I'm surprised that the lady said they haven't had water since January. I will plead with her to check from the district office. Maybe she's disconnected. And if she's going, she should go with her last payment receipt and then her last bill. You understand? And then
are you saying that? Sorry, are you saying that if somebody at Lakeside Community 1 has not had water since February, it's possible that they have been disconnected? Because I've gotten a number of people who also texted from Lakeside confirming that they haven't had water. So it's not one person; it's a lot of people.
Okay, so let me also say this. The lady who called said that she has 2 pumps in her house. One is connected to our water main. Now, if you live in an area where everybody is connected to a water main, the distribution main, nobody will get the water. You understand? Because the pressure at which these pumps siphon the water from the pipeline, there's no way others will get. And she has done that. She's not getting. It means it's possible that her neighbors have done the same. So we are our own enemy. You understand? We've said over and over again that let's allow the water to flow by itself. Everybody will get. But if you try to use clandestine means in siphoning the water, it will affect your neighbors. So if she's listening to me, she should desist from that and encourage people, others within the community who are doing things to stop it. If you don't, then this is what will happen. There's water in Lakeside. That is why I'm surprised that she says that since January she's not had water. And she should also check whether she's not being disconnected.
So if you are in Lakeside and you don't have water, there are two possible reasons. Either you've been disconnected for long payment of bills, or because people have connected to the mains, it is reducing pressure to your house. So then they should come and report people who have connected to the mains so that the water flows normally.
Exactly. You can even do citizens arrest. If they have an area association, they should meet and listen and advise themselves that everybody should desist from the use of the inline pumps and siphoning the water from the main. If everybody stops, the water will flow.
Let's deal with Tuba.
In recent times, let me give you an example. In recent times, our managing director himself, got somebody in East Legon arrested. The person had about 13 connections into a huge tank, and he was using pumps. The moment that person was disconnected, the whole area started having water because they were not getting water. The moment you arrested that person, and the meter reader who was there was fired because he should have known. You understand? So now with the training and discipline that we instill into our staff, there's no way that our staff will connive with somebody, will condone and connive with somebody to do such a thing. If the person tries it, the person is putting himself at risk.
Good.
Let's
go to Tuba. Tuba. Did you get the call on Tuba?
Tuba, seriously, I must confess that I don't know exactly where Tuba is located. But
okay, so Tuba is at Wager. So if you get to the toll booth, you turn a left. Yes. So you know when they were doing the Kaswa Road, there was a time we had to turn left after the toll booth to appear behind Kaswa. So when you turn left after the toll booth on your way to Kaswa, that's Tuba.
Yes, I've seen the place. That area has the pipeline that says that area is not too big. I think it's about 8 inches or so. And if you look at the development in that area, including Kaswa in the last 10 years, you appreciate the fact that if they are not getting regular flow, then it is just because the water flow into that area is inadequate. Now, we have to do investment in that area by putting up new transmission lines. Bernard, you don't have money like that, too. And people are not paying their bills. All we are saying is that, look, the 200 and 300 bills that you are charged with after consuming the water. Let me repeat this. After consuming the water, because our system is postpaid. If you finish consuming and you add water to your budget on a monthly basis and you pay, the GWCL will be able to serve you better than we are doing now. Now, as I speak, we are even doing extremely well. You understand? Except that in the peripheral locations within Accra, we are challenged.
All right. So, sorry, Stanley. Hold on, sir. I want to help you, so we make it easy. So the Tuba, you are saying the pipe is not too big, so you can understand if they don't have enough water because the area has developed rapidly. So the development has outpaced the ability of the water to meet the needs. Is that the Tuba problem?
Yeah.
Good. So I'm coming. So hold on.
But let me add this one. Samantha also mentioned it, and I've been saying it every time. It is the haphazard nature of our development within our community. People just put up structures without recourse to the utility. And then when they are done, they just come to us that they want water. Some people will go and lay long lines even without this thing.
So Stan, so I get you. So I'm trying to, because people come from different areas, I'm trying to move quickly through the area so we can get answers for them.
Let's talk about Mensaba, the gentleman who mentioned about Mensaba. And he talked about the quality of the water in that area. That water is not from Ghana water. And he himself mentioned that it is community water. Community water uses boreholes. You understand? So with boreholes, we can't guarantee that. And I'm not in a position to speak on behalf of community water.
But that's actually a good. But that's a good point I wanted to ask. There are many communities that 10 years ago were rural, who were served by community water house. So, for example, if you go to Old Ashoman, Ablaje, and those areas, they are all under community water. But those places are now urban areas. So even Mensaba, 10 years ago, it was a village. Now people live there. How do you how does this work? Because community water is for rural areas, Ghana water is for urban areas. So if an area now has all these houses, who determines when you take over? And who determines community water moves further inside?
Okay, so, we are sister agencies and we all fall under the Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources. And so we have our regular meetings where we discuss some of these issues. And then based on the parameters and the factors staring at us, we decide on what to do. Okay, whether to take over or whether to sell bulk water to them or and all that. So all these things are on board, and we are doing that. The ministry is directing us, the ones that should be under community water, the ones that should move from community water to Ghana water and all that. So, part of Mensa Bar is being supplied by us, and part is being supplied by community water. Okay, so it is part of the programs that we have in the Greater Accra region where very soon we'll be connected.
All right. Let me give you two more. A lady called from Adenta. She says when you get to the Adenta police station, the barrier police station, when you turn right, you're the Dodowa Road, but just before Fidelity Bank. So this is really Adenta. It's almost like behind the Snit Flats. You haven't even gotten to Rowi. This is just before Action Chapel. She says they've not had water for, I don't know, since 2 months.
After the completion of Brown Phase 2, okay, Adenta has not had a water problem. Adenta and other enclaves, Bogba, Lakeside, and they've not had any water challenge. So if he has a water challenge in that area, then it is peculiar to his or her home. I'll urge her to visit the district office, and then his situation will be solved. Sometimes there are just minor problems, and then you just need to report to us, and then we'll have it solved. We have folks teams in all our district offices, and they work 24/7. So the moment you inform us, we go down to ascertain what the challenge is and have it rectified. You understand? So consumers and customers must appreciate this. Okay? They must appreciate that, look, we are really working. We are there for the people. We are sacrificing our sleep and everything for the people. We are ready to work. Just inform.
We are informing you. Let's do wager. A gentleman called from a place. He says new wager DVLA top. And he says since 14 February, the water has stopped flowing and he still keeps getting bills, even though the water hasn't come since 14 February. Today is 24th April.
Instead of answering to that single person, I'll generalize it, okay? And I'll say that if anybody lives in an area where he has regular flow, okay, if he does not get water in a day or two, he should report to the district immediately. It is good feedback for us to enable us work and work effectively. That area has no problem. So just report to us. We'll come and check, and then we'll rectify it. But if you wait for 2-3 months to report to the radio station, you are being unfair to yourself. And not to the Ghana water, to yourself. Because you have deprived yourself of water.
Well, but some say they've reported. Let me read one message for you. Bernard, we haven't had water since January ending. At Jengano Builder Phase 1. We complain, sir, we tire with Ghana water stories. This man is a person I know personally. At Jengano Builder. He said we complain, sir, we tire, Saf. So I don't know if you've heard of that one.
You know something? Let me talk to this gentleman, and then I'll see what the actual problem is. Because at Jingano, rushing water to Jingano, I think they get water. I think 3 days in a week. I think Thursdays to 30 days or so. So if, for instance, pressures are unable to build up enough, and that is why he's not had water, it could be it, or maybe there's.
Well, this area is. I know this area. This area is behind Rawlings's house. So he said that area since January no water, and they've complained now.
So let me talk to you, because I also have friends who live in that area. They have never complained of water. At least I have 2 friends who live around the Islamic University area. They have never called me to complain of water.
So I will connect you to him so he can sort it. The other group, of course, have received have to the people who say that they get water bills even though they've not had water. Quite a number of people have said that too. Is that an anomaly, or how is that possible? That people get bills when they don't have water?
This question, I'm really happy about this question, and a very good opportunity for me to explain to you all. Now, we have a social contract with our customers, okay? We are expected to give you some services, okay? And the services that include serving you with water at the end of the month will issue you with your bill, and the expectation is that you reciprocate by paying and paying promptly, okay? Now, in the event where you do not have water, that contract is not truncated at that point. Okay, that contract still exists. So whether you have water or not, the bill will come. Now, when the bill comes, you will see if you haven't had water in the billing cycle, within the billing cycle, which is a 30 days. Okay, your consumption will reach 0. But you will see your previous arrears, okay, on the bill. So your previous arrears plus your current bill, assuming that you've not had water in that month, plus your current bill of 0, okay, will give you your amount due. You understand? Sometimes people do not get water in, let's say, 2 weeks, and maybe it transcends within 2 billing cycles. And then they want to say that they haven't had water. Why are you bringing me bill? But the bill that is brought to you is water that you have consumed already, because our system, again, let me repeat, is a post-paid system. So you drink the water before we bring you the bill. You understand? If you do not have any arrears at all, your bill will come and indicate that month your consumption was 0 and your bill is 0 cedis. But that aspect of the social contract, where we have to give you the bill, will not be truncated by Ghana Water. We will keep doing that. Because you don't cease to be our customer when water doesn't flow in your house in a month. You don't cease to be our customer. You are still our customer. And we are doing everything possible to enable you to get water as early as practicable. I hope I'm clear.
I'm following you. So your point is that beyond the water coming, there are other services that have to be paid for. So if people say they haven't had water, it's a misunderstanding of the social contract.
Exactly.
If should the bill not be much less than when they are getting water? So that you because you are paying for certain services, but if somebody's bill is beyond 100 cities or whatever, what are the services they are paying for beyond water, and what level of bill should they get in that case?
Bernard, your bill is your consumption. Our meter measures your consumption, okay? And then it is calculated per the time given to us by PLC. Are you getting it? So it is not like we are billing somebody more or we are billing somebody less. It is your consumption. If you think your bill is too high for you, reduce or manage your consumption, and then it will come down.
All right.
There's no motivation for any staff of Ghana Water Company Limited to increase your consumption when it is not so. Right. Because that money won't go to his pocket.
I have a last question for you, then I have a commendation. The question is, how is the power situation affecting general water supply?
We power our equipment with energy, with power. And we can't even use, let's say, plants or generators, because our equipment are very huge and they require a certain high level of voltage to power them. Now, they also need to be stable. The moment it fluctuates, it trips the pumps and they are unable to function. So we don't use generators, okay? We use energy from the power from the energy grid. Okay, so in the event where there's no power, it affects us. And sometimes when we lose, let's say, even a minute or two of power, it affects the production for about 4 to 6 hours. So if in a day we do not have power, like let's say 2 or 3 times, or let's say we lose our power is let's say erratic or fluctuating like 2 or 3 times, sometimes we lose a whole day of production, and it affects the pressures in the lines as well. So if we say that we are not affected by power,
but by the way, do you have a special connection to say? Do you have special transformers, which you use alone? Or do you share transformers with regular citizens? I'm asking this because if, for example, their ECG is putting water off around a particular area, light off, would they be able to go around Ghana Water and say, as for the Ghana Water plant, it's a security installation, so we will give them power because that would then mean you have a different transformer. Are you able to tell us how that works?
Okay, so I don't know whether I should say it's a convention or it's a policy or that is how it's supposed to be. That all our treatment plants are supposed to have a dedicated line. Okay, that is how it's supposed to be throughout the country. But most times, or what we see now is that our dedicated lines have been tapped on. But all our treatment plants have their separate transformers, except that now we see others being tapped on our dedicated lines. So they are no longer dedicated. Okay, but we all work together to ensure that we have regular supply of power. In the event where they have challenges with their power or with whatever, it affects us as well. But if everything is okay and is flowing regularly, they're able to produce consistently.
Yes, a bonus. Yes, thank you. Here's a bonus question from Lord Osabote Kofredia Adjeso Snit. He says, I want you to ask Mr. Mate why we at Kofredia Adjeso Snit have not had water since January. Please, what is our crime?
He should forgive us, but he should also be regular with the payment of his bill. You understand? Because we need the money. Bernard, we need the money, and if people consume the water and they don't pay for the power services, it affects our operation. Okay, for instance, in Koforidia, not just alone, but entire Koforidia is set from the Bukono plant, and then there's another plant. I've forgotten the name of the place, but there are two places, two treatment plants that serve the community. One is an old one. Bukono is a brand new plant. But we have challenges with the transmission line. So occasionally there's death on the transmission line, and we need to shut down and to repair and all that. We're doing everything possible to ensure that there's regular flow within the community. He will also bear with me and with us that at least water in Kofodia hasn't been bad at all. I mean, it's been very good.
All right.
But for him not to have water since January, I think he should visit the office and find out what is.
Let me read one for you. It's a good one. This is from George. He says, Bernard, some of our public utilities workers are doing really well. Shout out to one engineer, Akpanya of Ghana Water.
Yes, Akpanya, yes.
We applied for water connection somewhere in Ashie for over 2 years without success. Then a friend told me to give engineer Akpanya a call. The man only requested that I forward my community application to him. And Bernard, within a month, the man brought pipes and connected us all the way from the roadside. He didn't even accept a handshake from us when we went to his office to thank him. Thumbs up to him, Engineer Akpanya. He is a good man. This is from George in Adenta. Do you know Engineer Akpanya?
Yes, I know him very well. He's a regional distribution engineer in Accra, and that is the discipline that we instill in our staff. So I'm happy that somebody has commended him. Okay, same way when they misbehave, we fire them. But I'm happy that at least somebody is commending him for the good work that he's done. That is the way we work.
Let me give you another one because I know it's been a difficult morning. Bernard, here at Oyibi, water supply from Ghana Water is regular and very clean. You can even drink it. The pressure is strong and we are able to use it without a pump on our single story. Now my borehole is just a stopgap. This is from a gentleman who lives near Oyibi.
Yeah, Bernard, I'm happy he said so. Bernard, I also drink water directly from the tap. It is the best water you can get. The water that flows through your tap is fresh. We are discussing UK, and you can't drink water directly from UK, tap in the UK. I mean, if you mention Sweden, fine. If you mention Holland, but UK, you can't drink directly from the tap. You understand? Water is comparable to water in Sweden and in Denmark and in UK. In Holland. You understand? I drink directly from the tap, and I say that all the time. That water is the water that flows through your line is less than 24 hours, so it is fresh because we produce consistently. You understand? Every day we are producing, so it is fresh.
All right.
It is not stored before distribution. It is once we are producing, we are distributing. You understand? So it is the best water you can get. That is why our packaged water, the G water, is also the best on the market. You understand? It is the best.
Thank you for.
Please drink water from the tap. Let me add you.
Will it be too much to ask for a timetable of okay, let me explain it. Like, you have people who have water 3 days a week and that kind of thing.
Like a wrestling program.
Is it because
the wrestling program is at the district level, and everybody is aware when they get water, except that when they are telling you to do the system. Let's say you're supposed to have water on a Wednesday, and then something happens, like a best, or let's say there's something. I mean, something is wrong. and so you don't get the water on a Wednesday. You get on a Thursday, or you don't get from Wednesday to Friday when you're supposed to get on Wednesday to Friday. We can't alter the rationing program because it is not an easy job.
No, my point is that is the rationing program available for people to know? So if somebody lives in,
everybody within the system is aware, and occasionally we publish it. Occasionally we use public address system to inform the people in the area, especially when there's a change.
Sorry, Stanley, just hold on. I want to understand something. Is the rationing program per district? So, for example, Tema district has a rationing program, or is it based on localities?
Yes, it's at a district level. Okay. Now, what we have done now is to do what we call DMAs, district limited area. Okay, so with the DMAs, you are able to tell the volumes of water that comes within your district at a certain time or within.
So where would they find the information?
That is what I'm saying, that everybody is aware, because it's not now. We started rationing long ago.
So I'm the only person who doesn't know that there's a district. Is it on some WhatsApp platform? Is it on your website? Or if I live at Kwabinya, where will I get the platform? Where will I get the information?
We have WhatsApp platforms. We have Telegram platforms for our customers within the community. If there's a customer who is not on those ones, he should do that. And then let me also mention this: our customer app. Everybody should download the GWCL customer app, because every information is there. That is Ghana Water Company in your pocket or on your phone. Download the Ghana Water customer app. Every information, announcements, your bill, and everything is there. You can pay your bill through the app, in the comfort of your bedroom. You understand? We are doing a lot of things to make things easier for our customers. They should take advantage of that. If anybody is listening to me, go onto your Google Play Store or your App Store and download the Ghana Water customer app. There's a lot of good words about our app, and let us use it and use it effectively, Bernard.
Always good talking to you, Stanley Mate, who's the head of communication, Ghana Water Company, 922. Wow, Caleb.
Bernard.
Commendations to him for listening before we even called him.
Yeah.
So he already knew the issues. He made the work easy. He's been doing this for a long time. We appreciate him. Although some people are still not happy. Charlie, it's a very funny message I got from somebody who said he lives at Tuba and his water has not been flowing, so he has about 4 gallons in his car. He said he has been fetching water at 2 a.m. so now he's getting
it be bole.
He said he carried it to one for left, one for right because of the water.
No, but Bernard, it's
water bole.
It's sad. You know, water is really heavy. You know, and it's sad. It's sad that people sometimes have to live with that. But I think
Martin, people are doing well. It's not easy.
It's
not easy
because look at
resource constraints should be addressed.
It's not easy. And do you think we should separate the revenue collection from the water distribution company, like the way ECG, or to be problem like water generation company, the Greco, and then the transmission, and then the collection?
Well, I think Ghana Water are in the best place to know what works. I mean, the example from the UK, as everybody is mentioning, that you can drink water from the tap. It never used to be like that at some point when Thames Water was a government institution. It was government institution up to 1989 thereabouts, where it was privatized, floated on the stock exchange, and then the Germans actually bought it first.
I see.
And then over time, it's become very drinkable. It actually never used to be like that. But even with that, it has a lot of debt.
DEBT.
Yes. A lot of so the water thing is not as simple as that, and I'm not sure that go and bring some private company to come and collect the billing so that somebody will be the one to go and do the ajumajan. Then you can take the money and come and charge us commission on collecting billing. That's not the thing.
All right, let's wrap up with a few messages. Caleb, just wrap up.
Loads of them. Richard is right. Here in the UK, we drink tap water. It is fresh and really cool. It's the same fresh tap water flowing through dispensers in the offices and public spaces. Wonderful. My foreign colleagues here expressed shock when I first told them I needed to go and buy bottled water to drink. I asked why. They told me here in the UK, we all drink tap water and it's very well treated, so I should not bother. But then, Bernard, some decades ago in Ghana, we all drank tap water immediately after playing football. We bent our palms some way and
Cup
drink
it,
as it flowed.
Cup it.
Can we say the same
That was
today?
nice.
Oh,
It's
Charlie, it
all
was
about
tasty.
leadership. Kwame from UK. And
The water as produced in the UK is the same water as produced in Ghana. The difference is the mode of distribution.
Evacuation.
Yes, the mode of distribution and the quality of the channels.
Because some of the pipes are
As for the water,
gotcha.
is the same water. No, the source there, they process it the same way it's processed everywhere.
You also said they've contaminated
the water is a lot more contaminated, so it takes more resources to make it clean. Yes. But after cleaning it, you need to transport it through channels. And these are the pipelines. Some of them were laid in 1930.
But the only concern I have though is that when you ask him a question, sometimes you say, "Oh, the people have to pay their bill and things," and I feel like sometimes
he also has needs. And he has CTFM,
we called him to deal with specific problems, which he did though.
But he told you he was listening before, so he was
he
waiting
had his own plan.
a chance for Ghana.
No, but you see, it's not fair in the sense that if somebody's space is boxed and doesn't have water, maybe somebody else is not paying. It's like electricity. If I don't pay, I won't get. So, but water is a bit different. So I don't know.
They piloted the idea of a prepaid meter. And
people said no.
Yeah, that's
water.
right. For water, and we rejected it. Yeah, outright because we said water was.
They use the poor argument. Because there is people who don't pay.
But honestly, I mean, it's a concern. There are people who just don't pay, and the illegal connections are a problem. But I think an issue that has to be emphasized is the question of how we are polluting the channels.
Serious.
I'm reading a paper that says that about 60% of water bodies in Ghana are polluted, with most of them in critical condition.
60%.
Oh, yeah. 60%. 60% of the water bodies that we have.
It's taking us how many years to do the 60%? In the next 5 years, we'll reach 90%. In the next 5 years, at this rate,
we are getting there.
And Bernard, when it comes to the revenue mobilization, I think the Ghana Water must check its people too, because I've heard a landlady complain about some of their people come to say that they should pay a specific amount. So like it's half what she's supposed to pay, and that if they don't pay that, they would rather double what is actually recorded on the bill. Yes, so they should check some of their people too.